And it's time for Feel Good Fitness. You know, as vacation time comes to an end, fall is the perfect time to start a new healthy habit. And that would include fitness. So we're joined right now by Kari from Pivot Fitness with some tips on how we can start a new routine for the fall. You know, Kari, you and I were just talking about, kids are back in school and we're done with vacations and it's time for kind of that whole new transition. And when it comes to our fitness routine, it's like, now what?
Yes.
Now what do I do? So how do we make that transition successfully?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think whether it's trying to get back into a routine that maybe you had in the spring or something like that, or you're starting brand new, one of my biggest tips for people is to start small. And I know that we often resist this idea of starting small because, we're goal-oriented people and we have these big, awesome things we want to do in our lives. And that's great. But the way that our brain actually changes is in small steps. So you want to really think about, how can I make this goal a little bit smaller, a little bit more approachable? The thing I always say to my clients is, if you wanted to play Beethoven on the piano, you wouldn't start by playing Beethoven. You'd start by playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, right? So don't be afraid to make it smaller, especially if it's something that you've been trying and not succeeding at for a while. Really embrace this idea of making it a little bit smaller.
I love that.
Yeah. I
love how you approach the psychology behind getting fit, because it is so true.
Yes.
You don't go, oh, I'm going to wake up, I'm running a full marathon today. And I haven't even walked a mile yet.
Yes.
I don't know why we expect so much from our physical bodies, but we really do. But just bring it back in. Baby steps,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Rome wasn't built in a day. It's all about baby steps. What's your next tip?
Yeah. So the other thing, and this is also kind of grounded in brain science, the other thing that I think most people kind of wait for motivation. They're like, oh, I just need to be more motivated, and then I'll, go to that class or do that run or whatever. The tricky thing about our brains is that you actually have to create motivation through taking action. So it doesn't, you don't get motivated and then take action. It's actually the other way around. So this is really good news, because for anyone who's like, oh, I just don't know how to get motivated, now you know. You just have to take action.
Yes, just move.
Exactly.
Just do something.
Exactly.
Anything, whether it's just getting up off the couch or walking those extra few steps to your car, right? Parking a little further away, adding those steps, get a little tracker, right? Would that be a good motivation? What about the accountability aspect?
Yeah.
Working out with a buddy.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Yes. And that actually is a great kind of segue into what I wanted to talk about as my third tip is, we just talked about kind of what's going on in our brains, but what's happening in your environment is actually really powerful too. And that really impacts our behavior as well. So, take a look at your desk or in your, whatever space you spend the most time in, and kind of ask yourself, what around me supports whatever the goal is that I'm working on?
Yeah.
If there's nothing there, then maybe you want to, have your running shoes visible, or, have a jump rope nearby, or, whatever it is, something that's going to cue you in your environment to take the actions that you want to take, and make it, again, really, really easy. Kind of remove any friction. Don't be afraid to press that easy button for yourself.
I love that. Okay. Yeah. Easy but actionable, right? I had a friend that started sleeping in her workout clothes. I'm serious, because she would get up early in the morning and I'd be like, okay, we're meeting, we're going, and she wasn't showing up. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, I'm gonna start sleeping in my workout clothes. And it worked, because then she didn't have an excuse.
Yes.
She didn't go, oh God, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna wear when I go work out.
Yes.
I can't find my shorts.
Yes.
She'd sleep in it. And then
Yes.
she'd roll out of bed and go, okay, my feet are walking me towards to where I need to be today.
Yep.
And then she would be there, and it worked.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, Pivot is the perfect place to start practicing all these amazing tips that you just shared. Where can people go to learn more about Pivot, the classes that you offer for the fall, and hopefully to find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to our website. It's just pivotbyka.com. And there you can see our full class schedule, which is great from that aspect of creating community, creating external things to help you take action. So we have a fantastic community. You can get involved there. Or if you want more one-on-one support, sometimes we know what to do. We just don't know how to do it. There's a difference between knowing and doing. So you can learn about working with our coaches like myself or anyone else who's awesome on the team.
Wonderful. Kari, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Come back
for having
soon.
me. All right, I will.
Yes, love it. All right, everyone, stick around. More Idaho Today right after the break.